friends, Romans, countrymen, lend me your ears. So today and every day, I want to talk about something very important. I want to speak on power dynamics, especially power dynamics inside of a relationship. Um, there's a lot of channels teaching you men how to get women, but there's necessarily no channels teaching you men how to cohabitate with the woman. A lot of us brothers grew up in a single parent house home with their mother, so they don't understand fully the dynamics, power dynamics between a man and a woman. A lot of us we're used to looking up to a woman, um, looking up at a woman for guidance, and I just want to explain how that is a recipe for disaster. Uh, the sport of football. I love the sport of football. Football is a microcosm of America. That is one of the few places in America where the person who gets paid the most is expected to do the most. So the quarterback is the highest paid person on the team. The quarterback is paid to do the most. The left tackle is one of the three highest paid players on the team. He's expected to do some of the most work as well. And you're going to have your defensive ends and your wide receivers getting heavily paid as well because it's a passing league now. And I want to put heavy emphasis on a passing league. The society that we live in now, this is a liberal society. Not liberal meaning democratic liberal, but liberal meaning anything goes. Anything goes in this society. Just like in football, it's all about passing. It's all about the offense. Same thing. Defenses, they trying to pretty much X out the defense. It's hard for the defense. For example, offensive holding. Offensive holding on offense. Offensive holding for the penalty for offensive holding is 10 yards and repeat first down. Repeat that down. So for instance, if it's 3rd and 1 and there's holding, it would be 3rd and 11. It would be 3rd and 11. The offense gets another crack at the first down. You just oppose that to the defensive side of the ball. If there's holding on the defense, that's a 5-yard penalty and automatic first down. So for instance, it could be 3rd and 25, and there could be a 5-yard holding penalty within those 25 yards to first down. It's going to be automatic first down. So it's heavily favors the rules heavily favor the offense. It could be 3rd and 25. Defense would get a holding penalty. That'd be 5 yards, automatic first down. And people don't understand this about football, but football is played from first down to first down, not touchdown to touchdown, but first down, first down. The object of football is to keep the chains moving, meaning keep getting first downs. So that's the object, and I will go a little bit more into that a little bit later on in the video. But I'm a heavy stickler on definitions. A lot of people assume what words mean, so they get mad at me because I show them what the actual word means. Um, I'm just doing a brief, basic definition of today's use of the word. Don't want to go too deep in it. I don't want to lose many people because this is a very easy topic, especially for you men who enjoy football. It would be a very easy topic for you to follow along with. So let's get into our first definition, which is power. So I'm going to read all the definitions and I'm going to tell you which definition that I'm using to come to my conclusions for this particular topic. All right, so power, it is a noun. The ability to do something or act in a particular way, especially as a faculty or quality. Example, the power of speech. The second definition for the noun usage, the capacity or ability to direct or influence the behavior of others or the course of events. Definition example would be she had me under her power. And that is a great definition because women are good at doing that. They want to complain about the patriarchy, but us men know that they have a lot of power between those legs that make a lot of us men do the dumbest crap ever. Power can also be used as a verb. First definition: supply, a device with mechanical or electrical energy. Second verb definition: move or travel with a great speed of force. So I'm using power in the noun form. And this second definition here: the capacity or ability to direct or influence the behavior of others or the course of events. That's the power, that definition I want to use. I want men to be able to direct, have the ability to direct or influence the behavior of their family members. That's what we're looking at. That's the power, uh not, oh, I control everything, but I have the power to, I have the ability to influence everything that's going inside of your home. Men, if you want a successful life, you have to be the one that's dishing out the power. Also, the first definition also comes into play as well: the ability to act, or to the ability to do something or act in a particular way. When you're dealing with women, you have to deal with them in a particular way for them to understand. They're not very direct. You can't deal with them directly. You have to speak to them indirectly so they can understand, because they don't understand direct speaking. All right, so that's all right. Dynamic: a process or system characterized by constant change, activity, or progress. It's an adjective. Uh, a dynamic economy, like United States, the world, to the world, the United States has a dynamic economy. The second adjective definition is of a person positive in attitude and full of energy and new ideas. A noun: a force that stimulates change or progress within a system or process. And two, music, another term for dynamics. All right, so with this, we're going to be able to use the adjective and the noun. So the adjective for the dynamic is a person who's positive in attitude and full of energy and new ideas. Men, in order to have successful life with your family, you have to be the one that's a positive attitude, and that positivity is seeping into everything else in the house. You have to be full of energy. You have to be energetic. When I learned in sales, they always say smile, because the people on the other side of, on the phone, I worked in, I did over the phone sales. So smile, the people on the other side of the phone can see you smiling. I'm not a smiling type. My customers dealt with me because they can know I was serious. But I was still full of energy. I didn't come on the phone, hey, how you doing? How can I help you today? Hey, how are you? Yeah. Hey, what you calling in for? Yeah, guy. Yeah. Yeah, you gotta have some energy, Pick other people's spirits up. Sometimes people are down. That's what people tell me sometimes as well. Oh, I was feeling down, but I'm so glad that I talked to you. You made me feel better today. Yeah, I wanted you to feel better so you can make me feel better by paying me. That's the objective. When you want something from somebody, you got to give that other person something as well. It has to be, a relationship has to be transactional. And right, and also the adjective form: a force that stimulates change or progress within a system or process. You have to be the one that stimulates change in your household. You can't be looking for your wife, your girlfriend, to stimulate change. She's not going to change anything. The only thing she's going to do is change her behavior when she got you locked down. That's the only thing that's going to change. All right, so let's get into the good part. This is me. I'm going to show you the the coaching staff, because, like I said, the NFL is a microcosm of the world. The NFL, the football is the ultimate team sport. You need everybody to be on one accord. Um, it's 11 people on one side of the ball, right? 10 people can do their job. If that one person don't do the job, that could be a touchdown. That can cost the game. That can cost the team the game. One player, also, the other 10 people can do their job, but that one person don't do this job, it's a chink in the armor. That's the weak spot in the armor, and that's what the offense, they're going to attack that weak spot, or the defense. The defense is going to force the offense to attack defense strengths, so they're gonna cut off the offensive the offensive weapons and force the offense to go to somebody that's not is talented. I should say. So, but the coaching staff, the coaching staff in the NFL is a great way to give an example of how power dynamics should work in a relationship. So, people don't know this, but there are many coaches on the NFL team. Just run down a few for you. You will have, of course, the head coach. You will have the offensive coordinator. You will have the defensive coordinator. Those are the three main guys. Then you will have your position coaches. So you're going to have your quarterback coach, your wide receivers coach, your running backs coach, your offensive line coach, your defensive line coach, your linebackers coach, and your defensive back coaches. So I say this to say is a head coach is a perfect example of what a husband should be. Meaning, a husband can't be in one place at every time. That's why it's critical. We go back to that power. Let's go back to power definition. That's why it's critical to have the ability or do something or act in a particular way, especially as a factor of quality. It's also you have to have the ability to direct or influence the behavior of others, because you can't be in every meeting at one time. When they having position meetings, everybody's having a meeting at one time, so the head coach can't be everywhere at one time. The head coach acts as an overseer of the entire of everything. So he has to have the ability to direct or influence the behavior of others or the course of the events. He has to be able to see what Bill Belichick is great at. He's great at seeing all of the situations the team could be in during practice the week before. So on Sunday, Monday, or Thursday when the team is playing, whatever situation they come in contact with, they already practiced that. It's not new to them. All right, so let's go inside deeper of what a head coach is. Head coach. All right, this is a brief overview of any head coach, right? The main man who gets most of the credit for winning and most of the blame for losing. Who does that sound like? Doesn't that sound like a man? Especially the man is always going to get all the credit for if the family does bad in today's society. And if you don't get the credit for winning, you only get credit for losing. But when the family does good, you don't get credit for winning. I explain why. So let's see. You see, this says reminder. Reminder. Styles of coaching vary. Some head coaches demand control over what alignments and plays the team use on defense and offense. Others delegate one aspect of the game plan, preferring to focus on their particular expertise, whether it's defense or offense. Depending on the franchise's power structure and ownership, the head coach may not have a lot of flexibility and control over personnel, or he may have a limited role. See, fellas, like what they say, two types of men, alphas and betas. There's two types of head coaches. Going to be the one that's calling the shots and the one that's just acting as a figurehead. You want to be the head coach that's calling the shots. You want to be the Bill Belichick. You want to be the Sean McVays. You want to be the Andy Reeds. You don't want to be the Mike McCarthy, the head coach of the Dallas Cowboys. You don't want to be Mike McCarthy. You don't want to be Jason Garrett. You don't want to have a wife like Jerry Jones, where you do what I say, and if it works, I'm gonna get the credit, and if it don't work, you're gonna get the blame. You don't want to be in that position. You want to be like Andy Reid, where Andy Reid's calling all the shots. He got personnel. He can make personnel changes. You want to be like Sean McVay. And I want to let me just stay on Sean McVay for a second. Sean McVay came into the NFL as a head coach very young, like in his early to mid 30s, right? He had great success early off. the general manager owner gave Sean McVay more control, gave him more access, more ability of player personnel. Meaning, Sean McVay been winning heck of games since he's been a head coach, but that his weak spot was his quarterback. So what did Sean McVay do? Got rid of his quarterback and got Matthew Stafford. He was like, "Hey, I don't want to be very in the Hall of Very Good. I want to be in the Hall of Fame. So in order for me to be in the Hall of Fame, I need a quarterback that can actually make a play for me." Now, this is going to be a different situation for Matt Stafford because Matt Stafford is used to trying to win a game. Now, Matt Stafford, all he has to do is manage the game. Sean McVay is so good he can take a quarterback like Matthew Stafford and make him even better because now Matthew Stafford doesn't have to make every play to win the game. He just has to play within the game plan. And that's what a great head coach does. A great head coach, when I mean head coach, I mean a great man. A great man knows people's strengths and their weaknesses. And they don't put people in positions where they can't succeed. Meaning they don't put more pressure on their wife that she can handle. You can't put more pressure on a woman that she can handle. Let me get a little bit more further into that. So, like I said, you want to be the offensive coordinator because in today's head coaching, yeah, you can be the head. You can be like Bruce Arians. Bruce Arians is the head coach. He got Byron Leftwich as his offensive coordinator. He got Todd Bowles as his defensive coordinator. So even though Bruce Arians was an offensive coordinator for a while in the league, he's going to let Brian Leftwich run the offense. He's going to let Todd Bowles run his defense, and he's going to oversee everything. And I know this is true because you barely see the man with a headset on. So, but when he do have a headset on, you can tell that he's not the one he's more like Mike Tomlin. He just let everybody do what they do and hope it's for success. But since he has Tom Brady, quarterback, everything can be successful. So, men, you want to be in today's society, you have to be the head coach / offensive coordinator. You got to be Sean McVay. You have to oversee everything, and you also have to oversee a particular aspect of the family. So let's get in what an offensive coordinator does. The offensive coordinator is the coach in charge of the offensive plays. He usually calls the plays and works directly with the quarterback. So you have to work with the most valuable person in your family, which is going to be the wife. And this is what he's responsible. He's responsible for developing the offensive game plan and the plays he believes will be successful against the upcoming opponent. So that's what your responsibility is. Your responsibility is what culture is this family going to have? What time are we going? What type of foods are we going to be eating in the house? What time are we going to have dinner in the house? Where are we going to go on family vacations? Where are we going to go eat on holidays? Who family are we going to be with on holidays? What are we going to be teaching the kids? How are we going to be teaching the kids? Who is going to be teaching the kids? This is things men have to come up with. How are the bills going to get paid? When are the bills is going to be paid? Who's going to be responsible for what percentage of the bills? This is things men have to pay attention to. Who's going to get gas in the cars? Who's going to get oil changers? Who's going to get tire rotations? Who's going to cut the grass? If you're a homeowner, who are you going to have doing pesticide, bug spray, and things of that nature? How you going to take out the trash? This is all things men have to determine because women are not going to think about this stuff. This is things that men have to determine to have a successful family or to have the kids successful. You got to implement things to make the kids successful, to make your wife successful. And also, the good thing about the offensive coordinator, he controls the tempo of the game. When I said that you can't give the woman too much pressure, this is what the offensive coordinator is good for. A football game is 60 minutes. A lot of times, like my apprehensions with Kansas City Chiefs, they score way too quick. Kansas City has a decent defense, But if they on the field too much, they're not getting enough rest. Like I said, the game is skewed for offensive success. So defense just can't be on the field majority of the game. So a good offense is going to control the game. He's going to ball control. So that should be 40% of the 40% of the so it's 60 minutes, right? So 40 minutes should be in the offensive control. Offense should have the ball for 40 minutes. The defense should be on the field for 20 minutes. So that means the other team's defense is on the field for 40 minutes. So that means they're tired. And their offense is on the field for 20 minutes, so they can't put up points because their offense is not getting enough opportunities to put up points. So you can make your wife look better by not putting her in situations she cannot succeed. You can make your wife look better by not giving her more than she can handle. When you watch Kevin Samuel's show, what do these women always say? I want to be responsible for about 20% of the household bills. All right, so you let them be on the field for 20 minutes. You control the tempo of the game. You control the tempo of life. That's what the men do. You control the tempo. So that she can do her part and make her feel like she's a strong, independent woman, but she ain't doing too much where she gonna fuck up some shit. Pretty much. All right. And like they said, some coordinators do all the work and are almost as valuable as the head coach. Now, if it was 20 years ago, a man want to be the defensive coordinator, but since we're not in the defensive league where running the ball and you run the ball and play defense, you're gonna win some championships. Now you gotta pass the rock. You gotta pass that rock to win some championships. Now, so you want your wife to be the defensive coordinator. The coach in charge of the defensive plays. He usually decides what defensive schemes to run, like the offensive coordinator. The defensive coordinator meets with half the team on a typical practice day and prepares them for the upcoming opponent. So that's what the wife is supposed to be for. The wife's supposed to just be the last line of defense. She's not supposed to be implementing anything. She's just supposed to be reacting on what you taught her. So something has let's for example, if you get a flat tire, the defense is to call AAA, call your husband. That should already be established. Now, I don't know what to do. Panic, panic, panic. It's just following your instructions. She's just countering, running. She's not. She's defending. She's not going on the offense. She's just making sure the kids is good. She's meeting with the kids, making sure their homework is done. I'm a big fan of homeschooling the kids, making sure their work is done, making sure they bathe properly, things of that nature. The best defensive coordinators are the ones who are really flexible and simply strive to put their players in the best possible situation to succeed. This is your housewife, the defensive coordinator. She's flexible and she wants to put the family in the best position to succeed. That's why you should be a defensive coordinator. Those strong, independent women is not going to be good defensive coordinators because they don't care about putting their family in the best position to succeed. They care about putting themselves in the best position to succeed. So that's why you have to vet properly to make sure you have a good defensive coordinator. You got to make sure your defensive coordinator not trying to be the offensive coordinator. You got to make sure your defensive coordinator don't try to be the head coach. Because that has happened before. That has happened to the Dallas Cowboys. My man Bill Parcells. That's how my man Bill Parcells got out of the Dallas Cowboys. They backdoored my man. Things of that nature. You got to make sure your coach is not. You got to make sure your defensive coordinator is not trying to cause turmoil, trying to turn the locker room against you, trying to turn the kids against you, trying to turn the family friends against you, trying to turn the family against you. You got to make sure of those things. And I'm going to get a little bit deeper. This is for you brothers who have that long wallet. It's not... a lot of men feel like they can have as many women as their game can keep. You can have as many women as your pockets can keep. So if you got game for 3 women, but you only got money for 1 woman, you really ain't got no money for no women. Just to be honest. But you, for the men who have those deep pockets, you can get you another coordinator. You can get you the special teams coach. Supervise the kickers, punters, kick return team, field goal protection team, punt return team, and so on. Generally, he's coaching the younger players on their team, and he must find a way to motivate them to do their jobs. So this could be the independent woman right here. She'll be a good special teams coach because she doesn't have as much she doesn't have much on her plate as the offensive coordinator, defensive coordinator, and the head coach. Even though the special team coach is vital, special teams can win you win you games. They can lose you games. Uh, John Harbaugh was a special teams coach. Now he's a Super Bowl winning coach. He was he John Harbaugh. Bill Belichick, the great Bill Belichick. What's the word I'm looking for? He gave him the vote of confidence. He was like, hey, yo, Steve Bisciotti, yo, this'll be a good coach right here. Bill Belichick. He didn't even come from Bill Belichick's tree. Coaching tree, if I'm not mistaken, came from Andy Reid's coaching tree. So when you're good at what you do, other people recognize and they're willing to help you as well. And the thing is, that's what these strong, independent women are good for. They are good at trying to motivate people to do their job because they doing a job. That's what they do. I'm not saying they're good at it, but that's what they're good at trying to do. And then like she's not talented enough. Where they say not talented enough to be offensive or defensive starters. She's not talented enough to be an offensive coordinator, defensive coordinator. So you're training her to be a defensive coordinator, offensive coordinator, so you can be more of an overseer to make sure everything is running like you want it to run. So that's some things right there. Men, you want to be the head coach of your family. You want to be the offensive coordinator. You want to be able to tell how it is, not how it might be. You want to have flexibility over what the family is doing and how the family is doing it. Because you leave it to the woman, it's going to go bad. Men, you have to think. Women as single mothers can't control their kids. They can't control their household. So why would you go into a relationship with a woman and let her keep those same power dynamics? If she can't control her household when you're not there, how's she gonna control the household because you all of a sudden you there? I don't have any kids. My niece, ever since my niece was 2 years old, today she turned 11. But ever since my niece was 2 years old, my sister used to always say, if you don't stop, I'm gonna get your uncle on you. And my niece would stop. I didn't beat my niece. It's just that I'm a man, so when I say things, it sounds convincing. Women, they bargain with kids. Oh, do you want to do this or do you want to do that? For instance, I seen some crap on one of those. I think it was on Facebook where the lady said it was raining hard. She was in Target and they waited for like 5 minutes and it just got even harder. And she looked at her 5-year-old daughter and say, "Do you want to make a run for it?" And the little girl said, "Yes." And the mom was like, "You sure?" And she was like, "Yes, mom." Then like they were running through the parking lot getting wet, and she was like, "Mom, we did it. We're getting wet." And the moral of the story was supposed to be that, oh, you can let weather stop you from getting where you need to go. Everybody was like, "This is a powerful message." No, this is a dumb message. Number one, you got a child telling an adult what to do, and number two, when the weather is bad, the weather's the water coming down that hard, you don't need to be driving. There's no visibility. So this woman made two dumb mistakes. You try to get you and your daughter hurt in the parking lot, running across the parking lot in the pouring down rain, and you're going to get on the road with low visibility with your 5-year-old child in the car. This is why men are needed, because this is stupid. If I was there, I would be like, yo, that is a horrible idea. You need to wait here till it stops raining and be safe. Not, oh, my God speaking to me through a 5-year-old little girl. Man, fuck out of here, yo. This was wrong with these people. They motherfucking fucking kids is ruling women and think they can rule a man like they rule kids. So that's the thing. Like, the reason I'm combining the most stuff, because in today's marriages and relationships, it's only gonna be a man and a woman. You can't have 30 coaches like you can in the, on the NFL team, right? But I'm just showing you how the power dynamics is, where how you need to strive to be the head coach / offensive coordinator in your life in order to be successful. That's what we have to do as men. We have to be the leaders. We have to be the head coach. We have to tell it like it is, not how it might be. Because if you don't, you're gonna be like a lot of men crying that how happy wife, happy life, and this and that, and it don't make any sense to me. I thought it was happy spouse, happy house, but evidently these guys, like when I was working in sales, man, you should hear how excited men get when I told them I wasn't married and have any kids. Like I told my father, I never met a man that was married and had kids that told me to get married and have kids. Never. Never have I ever met a man that was married with kids and said, "Oh, you don't have any, you should get married and have kids." They're like, "Oh, hey man, keep that freedom as long as you can." The reason why they're telling me that, because they let their wife be tyrants in their home. Don't let your wife be a tyrant in your home. You put your foot down and you mean it. Don't be sleeping on no damn couch either. She can't pick you up and force you to go on that couch. Don't be sleeping on no damn couch. If she don't want to see what you, let her sleep on the fucking couch. But y'all don't be going to go sleep on no couch, or let her kick you out of your own home, let her kick you out of your bedroom because she upset with you. Y'all watch too much TV. Don't be letting that crap fly. You let that crap fly one time, it's always going to be flying. You got to put your foot down. All right, but you got to put your foot down, fellas. So that's pretty much I have for this segment of power dynamics in relationships. I'm gonna continue this series. I'm gonna continue this series showing you, conveying about how power dynamics is so important. I know people are gonna be like, "Well, how would you know? You're not married. How would you know? You don't have a girlfriend." I know because, unlike you, my parents been married for 40 years. So I've seen relationships work, as well as me having 3 sisters, me dealing with a lot of women in these workspaces when I was working in corporate. You understand how women respond to certain behaviors. When I used to be a little bit more timid, I wasn't very sure about myself. When I mean that, I'm like, I'm not sure about how to speak to women. They can tell that shit. I used to be like, "Oh no, fine." But even when I speak to women harshly and they still, like, it's a girl that used to work at dealers. I used to shop at a lot. I tried to get her number. She was like, "No, I got a boyfriend." I seen this girl 3-4 times since then, right? Not at her job, outside of her job, right? She stopped trying to talk to me. She always stopped to try to talk to me, have a conversation with me. I mean, I keep it cordial. Hey and bye, how you been? But we're not going to sit and have a conversation. You didn't want to get my number. I told you, hey, just get it. You might want to use it in the future. He was like, no. But still, she still want to have a conversation with me. Every time I say, you can tell that she wants me to ask her that same question, which I'm not. You already turned me down once. Why do you think I'm going to go back at it again? Because that's what women want. Women want you to chase them so they can have the power dynamic. They want you to chase them so they can be the one empowered. Women only have power because you give them power, because they can't take it. The only way to stop a great force is with a greater force. So she can't take power from you. You have to give it to her, because women, they learn the men, we forget because we told that we can't cry and all this stuff, which is true. And like I had to tell my sister, oh, boys can cry. Like I was telling her, when something is going wrong in the world, how is stopping and crying going to make the situation better? But boys can cry, and you shouldn't tell them that. I didn't ask you if they could cry or not. I said when you're in the world and something is going wrong, how is it going to help you by stopping and crying about that situation at that moment? It's not going to help. That's why you shouldn't do it. But women, they're not told this, and they remember when they was little kids that all they had to do is cry and throw a temper tantrum, they can get their way. So that carries into adulthood. So, oh, I'm gonna throw a temper tantrum. I'm gonna put you through hell until you give me what you want. But when you do, just like a parent, when you're dealing with kids, you can't let the terrorists rule. Let her throw her temper tantrum. Let her try to make you as angry as you can. Ignore her. Give her the silent treatment. That's what they can't stand. They can't stand being ignored. They can't stand the silent treatment. They want you to go back and forth. They want to volley. That's why they love they you know this. And it took me a while to figure this out. On social media, I would comment on stuff, and I would, because I like explaining myself, right? And then I don't explain myself for the people that I'm talking to. I'm explaining myself for the people that's reading. I'm not. People are like, why are you arguing? I'm not arguing with her. I'm explaining myself for the people who's reading. Not for the. I'm not ever trying to change anybody's mind. I'm here for the people on the fence. I don't care if you feel opposite of me. Good, you should feel opposite from me, because there's always two sides of every coin. I'm here for people on the fence that's not sure. I'm here for people that wants to be in a relationship but don't know how to. Because, like I said, women are terrorists, and men don't understand that these women are terrorists, so they bow and concede to their every whim. That's what I'm here for. I'm here to be a voice of the voices. You have to speak up for yourselves. See, like my man Kevin Samuels, he just be telling you a whole bunch of stuff that he thinks will work because he had a whole bunch of failed relationships, which is cool. But my father is still 20 years older than him, and he had two failed relationships and a successful relationship. So I'm still going to take my advice, because he likes calling, he likes telling people, I'm old enough to be your father. You ain't old enough to be my father. You're old enough to be my brother. That's the thing. So he can tell you about how to. He can tell women about how to get into a relationship, but he ain't teaching nobody how to stay in their relationships. That's the thing. I'm here to teach you how to stay in your fucking relationships. Relationships not for everyone. It's not for me right now. But the knowledge I have is for everyone. And the understanding I have about power. For instance, you men allow your women to think they powerful, but if anything happens, let's say you need to open a pickle jar, she's gonna ask you. She ain't gonna open that pickle jar. She's not even gonna figure out a way how she can open it without asking you. Like I was talking to my sister, they was on Clubhouse having a discussion about would you confront a cheater. And I realized in that conversation that men give their power to their woman by not expecting her to be a cheater. I'm not saying that she is going to cheat on you, but expect her to cheat. So if she does cheat, it won't be heartbreaking. It was a guy kept saying, "Oh, well, I'm not going to confront her because if I confront her, I'm going to lose my upper hand, and if I want to be with her still, she may not want to be with me." Nigga, she cheat on you, she don't want to be with you. Like, what you don't understand by that? When women cheat, they put their feelings into the relationship. That's worse than when men. That's why they always try to say something about men cheating, because when men have sex with another woman, they don't know this woman. They don't care about her. They may be thinking about another woman. Why they even messing with this woman? But when a woman, especially if she has a man, give herself up to somebody else, that means she gave her feelings over to him first, and that's worse. He probably know your PIN number to your banking account. He know where you work at. He know what time you go to lunch. He know what time you come home every day. That's scary. That's scary if somebody can know all this information about you. But men give this power to the woman because this is what they were taught in this fucking liberal society. But fellas, that's it. Like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you think. Follow for more great content. Let me know if you like this style, and I'll put out more videos like this.